Alrighty, it is March 6th. It's about 4 p.m. Obviously, my throat's not doing too good. I got all the stuff that I got up out of my lungs, the virus from doing breathing. But when I wake up, I'm still really dry. My lungs are really dry, so it kind of feels like this thing is just, when I say that it's clinging onto my lungs, that's what I mean. It's not a wet mucousy cough that I would like, my body responding to certain viruses, but that's kind of the thing about certain viruses is when they go into your DNA, they fuck with everything and your body doesn't know how to respond to it. And that's how viruses take people out. And I think that most of the times in human history when viruses and epidemics and pandemics kind of spread, I honestly believe that people not breathing enough, okay? I really mean this. People not having alkalized bodies, not even doing the basic things like breathing and hydrating the body. What I'm doing right now, when I make the video, what I have right here is a big bottle, organic apple cider vinegar, raw, unfiltered, with the mother. One of the biggest problems with the food that we eat is that it's pasteurized, that we're so worried about bacteria, and we're so worried about all the raw that's in raw food. We want everything cooked. And that's the reason why all of our energy is down. It's a real simple fact. It's not a whole vegetarianism, carnivore. It's the really simple fact that when the closer that you eat to a raw diet, which is what we have right here, this is just good raw stuff coming from apples and sourced vinegar, so it's very potent. Every time I drink this, I can feel it go into my body and it helps me breathe. So I will always stress this to everybody that I can possibly do, even without being sick, just to be healthy on a day-to-day basis. Apple cider vinegar and lemon juice, but I'm not feeling too hot. I'm gonna be honest. I could probably hydrate more, but I just went for a little hike, did some breathing, and came back to center. So I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not letting this thing take control of my mind. And what I mean by that is, for the most part, that's what, when I look at the ego, when I think of the ego, I think of that as the lower self. Or quite literally, for most people in this society, it's an egotistical world. It's very self-centered. It's a fight or flight response. And I think that that's because everybody is in a fight or flight response, because nobody's really doing anything to take care of their body to feel good. So for me, it's just really simple. I'm just kind of doing the math for what makes sense to me practically as I can keep this, looking at all the cycles of behavior that I've had when I've been really unhealthy in life and fat, and I was drinking alcohol and I was smoking cigarettes, and looking at how that affected my behavior, and just realizing how a lot of the choices that I make are made out of fear, and you don't even realize it. And just being in that fight or flight response, when it feels real. Of course it does, because this is our perception, our reality, our subjective experience in this shared consciousness. You can't deny that to anybody. And I genuinely feel that when we feel the same as when I feel pain, I know that other people are feeling pain. And because of that one fact alone, and fear as well, I know that when I'm afraid, I know that others are afraid. And just acknowledging that fact, and even if a lot of my behavior and a lot of my decision making over the past years, and even still, I'm still doing my best to try, because I'm far from being the epitome of success yet, but I'm working on the principles, and I'm trying to do my very best to uphold truths that I can't deny in this world. And those truths are very simple, that this body that we have right here is somewhere between 70 and 80% water. If not water, what else is it? And what that means is hydrogen and oxygen, the molecules. So that's why we feel so good when we breathe, is because we're getting an oxygen that goes into our cells. 70 to 80% of all the cells in our body are made of water as well. It's a necessity. And what else does the human body have apart from being mostly water? It has salt. Most of what we have is salt. And that's another thing I have around here as well. Let me see if I can find, is pink Himalayan salt. I make it a point to put pink Himalayan salt in all this stuff as well. But human beings are mostly salt, good salt. Not that bullshit table salt that we have just sitting around at restaurants. That's not the salt that we need. That shit'll dehydrate you. That shit is not good for the body. It's just salt, just one chemical. But real salt, sea salt, mineral salt. The reason why pink Himalayan salt is pink, as a matter of fact, is because of the iron content in it. But it's so full of good little minerals, just little changes in lifestyles of just drinking some good stuff. Right now, I don't feel good. I don't want to drink this cup right here that's full of water. It has this in it and that. Yes, I get in the habit of making it taste good, and I learn to crave it because we're creatures of habit. Do I want to drink that right now? No, I don't. It burns and it tastes bad. It tastes funny. But I'm doing it because I have to. The same as we have to brush our teeth or our teeth will fall out. We have to wash our skin or we'll stink and all the bacteria will accrue in our bodies. Like, it's the basic maintenance out of respect for our well-being that I think way too often that we deny. We deny to respect ourselves, and I have to acknowledge responsibility in myself right now for I could have made better decisions in what I've put in my body to help ward off whatever virus this is. I know that I on a day-to-day basis, if I wanted to, and I'm going towards that, I'm trying to get peak performance out of myself for the sake of warding off this virus. But I know that at any time I can just start eating mangoes, I can start eating apples, bananas, all the best healthy food that I know, eating lots of vegetables, cucumbers, celery, spinach, purulina, all the good greens that are great for our body, that our immune systems need. But just remember that we are human beings. We have infinite consciousness, and that's a proven fact by science nowadays, which is a wonderful thing to know. It's just that we're just floating in this infinite consciousness behind us. But here in this three-dimensional realm, we have bodies, and we have these bodies. These bodies are made of salt, they're made of water, and they need nutrients. They need to be taken care of. So before we blame anything else, before we blame the virus for our health, let's take responsibility and start putting some good stuff in our bodies and doing some breathing, because I know that it can save lives. It has saved my life. The only reason I'm standing here right now in Conifer, Colorado, and haven't let the world eat me up is because of that. I'm doing my very best to stay on top of my mind and my health. That's why I do this shit. I don't do it to be cool. I want to eat shitty food. I would love to go to just movie theaters and eat shitty food all day long, honestly. But I can't, because when I do that, I get depressed and I fall apart and I start dying. And I'm not gonna dilute it any longer. If we're not living for the moment and we're not living to have health and willing to sacrifice what this tastes like, or I don't like this, or I don't like the way that smells, if you're not willing to get past that fetal, childlike behavior, there's consequences. And it's been shown throughout human history. But for those that take control of their body and their mind by putting in good stuff, they're breathing a lot and taking control and being in control of the choices that they make. So if there's any message, I don't even mean to when I make these, I just want a video log, but I end up making really good messages apparently. So this is what I'm doing right now. I have this virus that won't go away. I feel very winded when I walk. I feel drained. I'll reference it one more time because I've been saying it. I feel like in the movie The Wolverine, one of the new ones with Hugh Jackman, when he's all shredded up, he's looking real good. He even said in that movie, he did a water fast. He had to do water fasting just to get to that shredded, which is ridiculous. But in that movie, he had a thing. They tried to get the Wolverine. He can heal so fast. That's his specialty. He can heal. But this thing was clinging to his heart, and it was slowing him down. He couldn't breathe. And I think that this is what this thing is designed to do. Just to stop us breathing and wear us down. So let's just be strong, make the right choices, and always remember to love. Do not let the ego and the lower self and fear-based decisions rule our life. Let's take control of ourselves, put some good stuff in our body, breathe some oxygen, and let's take control. Love you.